Hey, what's up guys? It's JSDF LARPer here. Hope you're all doing well. In all seriousness, today I wanted to do a video talking about this JSDF camouflage, testing it. I'm going to be doing this in a similar style. If any of you have ever seen any of Brent0331's videos, basically he does camo tests where he kind of just hides out. I'll set up the camera like a scene, and yeah, I'll hide somewhere and we'll just see how well it works. I'm going to be doing this all, so currently I'm in the central Rocky Mountains. It's the early spring. As you can see, it's very green for once around here. And I have a pretty varied environment here. I have some sagebrush nearby that I'll be testing it in, conifers behind me, as well as just some normal sort of forests. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So that does it for this video. Hopefully you all found this interesting. To just talk a little bit about my own thoughts on this camo. I like it a lot. I use this for hunting. I usually go hunting in the fall, and usually when the season starts, it's usually about this color. It's still pretty green, but later in the season it does turn more brown. So for me, where I'm at, I tend to go from this camo to Flecktarn, which usually works a lot better in the season. And a long time ago now, I think about a year ago, I did a video, just an MRE review out here. That was a bit later in the season, in the actual hunting season, and I was wearing Flecktarn there. That wasn't an actual camo test, but if you want to just kind of see how that worked, just as an example, I will link it. I guess I'll link it below, even though it's, you know, it doesn't matter too much. At any rate, yeah, out here, I would say that this worked pretty well. I don't think there was any particular areas, again, at least out here, obviously. Depending on where you go, this is going to be completely different, but for this environment, it worked quite well. The only thing I could say about this test that's more on me, actually completely on me, not on the camo itself, especially as the test kind of went on. If you can see right here on my face, I didn't do enough face paint right here, so this part, especially in one of the clips when I'm near a riverbed that I'm not sure, or rather I should say a creek, I'm not sure if that creek is going to be noticeable in the video itself, but in that scene when I'm there, this part was kind of noticeable, so you might notice me there just from that. But aside from that, I think the actual camo turned out and it worked quite well. So that covers all my thoughts on this. Hopefully you all found this interesting. At any rate, hope you all enjoyed, and thank you for watching. And really quick, not to go too into the weeds about where this camo is used itself, but to just talk a little bit about it, because I know when I first introduced this camo, I was just using acronyms. This is the JSDF or JGSDF, Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force, the Japanese military. This is the camouflage they use. I bought this off of Graph from Japan. This specifically is actually a reproduction set. I got it in Ripstop. If you're interested in getting some of this camo yourself, or if you want to collect like an authentic, like a PX version, Graph sells that as well. I opted for the Ripstop because it is a bit of a better quality type, but as far as the actual pattern's concerned, this is all what is actually worn for the test. I like to look at a lot of pictures of this camo. I like the camo, you know, aside from it working well, I like it. It looks cool too. So I look at a lot of photos of them wearing it. And I've seen a lot of examples that are like this, as well as more faded, so that's also something to keep in mind, is how well would this work if it fades in? Probably not as well. Maybe in the sagebrush area then it would work a bit better. That's something to kind of consider there. But yeah, Jietai, as another thing that I mentioned earlier, that's another nickname for this camo. It just means it's just JSDF pretty much in Japanese. So anyway, pardon the minor interruption. I just saw some interesting little animal over there. But just wanted to put that little anecdote in there since it'll be pretty useful. If you do want to learn more about this camo, there's a pretty good article on Commando blog that I read that talks a lot about the history of it. And if you're interested, just leave a comment. I can go over and link a few resources I'm aware of as well. So for real this time, thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next one.
I keep thinking I'm done, but then I realize one more thing I want to mention. So I'm recording this after the fact, after I reviewed the footage, and one more thing I would say that I think gave me away the most that you should keep in mind is the top of the hat. It is such an unnatural flat shape that it really stands out. So I would have been better suited having possibly a helmet, but more than likely just something that I could mix foliage into easier. Perhaps something else like a boonie hat or some other type of hat, but in any event, I think that this hat specifically does stand out quite a lot.